Hey, what's up everybody? So today we're going to be watching my basic training video. I'll give you my 2 cents on what was going on, kind of explain some things, and then maybe we see myself in it. I didn't even know that they were filming this because that just goes to show you how, I don't know, maybe stressed out I was during this situation or whatever it was. So let's just go ahead and jump into the video. Old Charlie Company, 146. This is at Fort Benning, Georgia. Oh man, so this sucks. So what's crazy is seeing all these people that I recognize that I went through training with. Like literally the people that they're showing initially here were all in my platoon. So this thing sucked. You had to go over and under. And you can see it was pretty difficult. And exhausting. It just would blow you out so quickly. It blows my mind that they let us do things like this. Like, I get the military is supposed to be, you know, there's risk to what you're doing, obviously. But for brand new basic trainees, the fact that they are letting us do some of this stuff, kind of interesting. We had 4 platoons in our company. First, second, third, and fourth platoon. I was in 4th platoon, so if you see the green tape on the back of the helmet, that was the platoon I was a part of. They never got in my face with the camera, so we might not get a close-up. And maybe they did, and I just didn't recognize it, but... So this was the obstacle course that we had to do, or confidence course, I believe is what they called it, actually. So, and the drill sergeants were watching you, and you had to make it through every single obstacle. Yep, that's all 3rd platoon, guys.
All right, go to the back of the line. No, you keep going.
It's so awkward, man. Like stuff like this. Then they had you climb all the way up there, and then you had to climb down. And that one was pretty creepy. Oh gosh, so I have a story about this one, the Eagle Tower. Eagle Tower, this is the practice tower you would do before you actually got onto the tower. Okay. So you would do this first, try and get some practice.
If you graduate, you're gonna be like, man, I wish I was like super cool looking, but no, you're like totally messing up right now. All right.
So that was it's a drill sergeant named Drill Sergeant St. Armor. Dude was hilarious. One of the funniest drill sergeants we had, and the guy loved giving people shit all the time. So one of the things that happened at the Eagle Tower, which you can see in the back over here, that's the actual tower that you would do. And we had private not want to go up there, and he literally shit his pants. Like, literally shit his pants. He was so nervous to go up there, and he took the underwear off at some point and threw them on the ground, and we all saw his shitty underwear. I kid you not. Disgusting. Most of my class was officer candidates, OCS guys. 09 Sierras is what the MOS is. So most of us were going to officer candidate school directly after we completed basic training. That was the idea. For a lot of us. So I think like 75% of our class was a bunch of 09 Sierra guys, and they were really hard on us because they knew we were all going to be future officers and leaders. So they were, yeah, they were relentless on us. That's for sure. Talk about an adrenaline rush though, because I had never done anything like this before, and a lot of us haven't who were there. So you're doing something completely brand new, and you're doing it very quickly, a very quick turnaround. They just give you quick instructions, you know. You're obviously stressed out, and they give you through different stations. So there's like 3 or 4 different stations you would go through before actually doing this, which you can kind of see in the background of that previous clip there. Oh.
Proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
This is the gas chamber. Before you're able to come out of the chamber itself.
Let's go.
So before you're able to come out of the chamber itself, you were only able to say the Soldier's Creed, and everybody had to have their helmet back on. Now, did everybody get through the Soldier's Creed? No. The time I got through was, I am an American soldier. I am a warrior and a member of it. And as soon as I got to that part, it's like you're breathing in. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like you would catch your breath, and then it felt like someone punched you in the gut and it burned. And then you would catch your breath for a second, and then someone punched you in the gut to like force the air out, because your body was trying to expel the, you know, the tear gas or CS gas that you were breathing in. So it was kind of weird. You would get like half breath, and then you'd spit it out, or you'd like cough, and then everything just was running. Your eyes were watering, your nose is running, you've got drool coming out. And the reason they have you come out flapping your arms is because, number one, they don't want you touching your face directly after that, because you'll have the particulates on your body, as well as they're making you flap because the idea is to try and get some of it off of your uniform as well, some of the particulates of the CS. So that's why you see him flapping, and why everybody looks like they're hurting really bad is because they obviously were just in the gas chamber. And before you can get out, you have to put the gas mask away into your bag and put the helmet on, and then you say the Soldier's Creed, basically, is how it worked. Now, the only way you would get out is if your stick or the group of people you're in, so all those people that just went through, put their helmet back on and their gas mask was back in their bag, or pro mask is what we call it, protective mask. My stick, people took too long. The one guy that was in front of me was struggling so hard to get his helmet back on because he dropped it and he couldn't open his eyes to look for it. And so we were sitting there and everyone's like, come on! And you're grabbing the guy in front of you, holding their shoulder, and you're just like, come on! You know, like shaking them. So now they're doing the actual testing of the mask. This is to build confidence in your equipment is what they say it is for. But you're looking left and right to make sure that you have a proper seal. You're gonna look up and down. You're gonna run, get yourself moving around inside the room. And now you can see they're saying the Soldier's Creed, and it hits you instantly. And it burns your skin too. Putting his helmet on backwards. He's got it on backwards too. Oh, dude, it's tough. It's rough, man. Oh, man. The Leadership Reaction Course, otherwise known as the LRC. So, a couple things to note. There's a water hazard up below you. The idea is you're supposed to work as a team. And you can see they're trying to come up with an idea on how they need to get that ammo can across. So everybody works together to try and get these tasks complete. And you can see the red areas on that pole. Those are areas that they're not allowed, you're not allowed to kind of move around with or touch. Now here's the annoying part about this entire thing. You know the term, like, too many cooks in the kitchen? That's what happened here. We have so many people that are like, oh, I'm an officer. I'm going to be a future officer. You had a huge issue. Oh. You see the people in the water? They fell in the water, or they did something bad, so they're getting smoked. They're having to do squats in the water. Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen. There are too many people that are like, hey, I'm going to be an officer. I'm going to do this. I get to be a leader in the military. And so they had too many people that were trying to come up with these ideas of what we need to do to make it happen, and it was causing so much headbutting and so much friction. It was really annoying, especially as you're all supposed to work together. And we had a time hack for each obstacle too, so it wasn't just whenever you finish, it's you have this much time, and the drill sergeants were up on that catwalk above. Oh, baby. Combatives. So when we were at basic training, they changed the POI, or the point of instruction, and usually what it used to be, it was a bunch of weapon system training where we got to shoot like the 249, the 240, grenade launcher, things like that. They got rid of that when I went through. So what they did do is they decided to change it to, you are going to do a bunch of combatives. So we did a bunch of combatives, and it was exhausting. Absolutely exhausting doing this all the time. And they went through all the moves before we would go and practice them, and then we would get back in a group, go over some new stuff, then we'd go out practice it. So you're seeing us kind of go over some of the things that we had already been learning. And then you can see some of the further instruction in the back there. And then during white phase, we were doing BRM, or basic rifle marksmanship. So you would wait in the bleachers until it was your turn to go, or after you qualified, then you would go up and sit in the bleachers. So the way that this qual worked, they have a new qual now, but you would do 20 from the kneeling supported position, 10 from the prone supported position, and 10 from the prone unsupported position. So prone supported would mean you can have the weapon system up onto you can have it up on the sandbag. Then you would go to the prone unsupported, where you would move the sandbags out of the way, and then you could take the magazine, put it up against the wood, right, you can't see it because my head's in the way, right here. Put it up against that wood, that way you had something to kind of help support it anyway, and that's pretty much how everybody had done it. But that was the old qual: prone, supported, unsupported, and then the kneeling as well. So what I typically do is I lean a little bit more back on that rear leg, kind of like the guy in the background here, and then I'll put my elbow right there, but then I'll hold the weapon system like he is, but I'll let the magazine ride on my forearm. That way I've got it really locked in when I'm kneeling. It's kind of bizarre feeling, but it's really locked in and you don't have the weapon system bouncing around on you or moving as much when you've got it really tight and locked in. So that's what I found worked for me. Field operation. We actually may see me here because we have I have a picture of me from when I was at this place on our first FTX. Not gonna lie, this is a great time to get naps in when we were doing pulling security. I know that's not the right answer, but when you're in basic training, man, and you're literally exhausted all the time, and the drill sergeants weren't messing with us, a lot of people were taking naps during this time. If you were battle buddy pairs, one person would be down taking a nap, the other one wouldn't be. Hand grenades! Just like I was talking about from the previous video a bit with the memes.
Rotate.
Dude sounds so enthused. Back here, there's a piece of wood. You had to throw it past that piece of wood. I think it was only like 15 meters. There were some people that couldn't throw it past 15 meters. I'm not even kidding you. And in order to move on to throw the hand grenade, you had to throw it that far. So we had a couple people that had to do retraining, and you would get chalk marked on your helmet if you had to get retraining or if you couldn't throw past that 15-meter mark. That way they could identify this guy can't throw far enough. He needs to go retrain to prove that he can.
Throw. Yes, Sergeant. Get down, you. Throw. That's how you get body slammed, 108. Let me see a pin. You got your pin?
Yeah, so they're saying basically if you are not getting down, they'll fucking go hands-on with you and throw you on the ground to make sure that you don't get hurt. Because obviously after you throw the real grenade, shrapnel goes everywhere. So you're trying to make sure that you're good to go. Okay, so this was...
Yes, sir, son. Bang, bang, set!
This is a little bit what I talked about in that meme video recently, is that this is battle buddy movement. So they're moving as a battle buddy team.
Spend all ammo. Drop your mag and show your weapons on safe. Bring it to the center to be cleared.
Move. I got you covered.
So there you go. So once you arrive to your spot, you tell them that you're set. That way it lets your battle buddy know, okay, cover me while I move, and then you yell, I've got you covered. That way they're able to move. Goodness gracious, guy. Because you're still new to it. You're still learning, right? This is just to get the basics down to you, and then for you to understand what is expected of you. And when you get to a unit, they're going to do more specific training with you. This is a practice run with blanks. And then you would do the live fire as a battle buddy pair after you would get the practice in. Nick at night. Night infiltration. So we marched there in our kit, as you can see. And what this was, is it was called a night infiltration. So they have machine guns with live ammo that they shoot over the top of your head, pretty high up. It's not like super concerning. And then they'll have fake mortar rounds going off next to you. And you're low crawling underneath barbed wire through different obstacles from one point to another point. And it's an adrenaline rush, let me tell you. It is insane. The freaking heart thumping you get after that. That's me. There I am. There I am, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly. Boom. Right here. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Got covered in sand and mud. It was all wet on the field when we crawled. It was brutal. This is us marching over to the actual position where we would start. Those are the flares that they would shoot up as well. So anytime the flares went up, we would have to stop moving entirely. And then once the flares left, we'd be good. And those are those mortar rounds going off. And those flares light things up where it's almost daylight. You can literally see everything. Those are the machine guns shooting overhead. And it was a brutal, like, I'm telling you, I have never been more exhausted crawling in my entire life than this. I'm right here. That's me right there. You've got to be kidding me. Twice in one video, and it's only at the end. Whatever. That's a 240 Bravo. Machine gun.
Yeah. And
they're doing what's called talking guns. So one side shoots, and then the other side shoots. So You kind of hear it. It's really nonstop. Now, here's the funny part. After we got back and we were cleaning our uniforms from all of this, we only had a couple working washing machines, so everyone was using the washing machines. It was like 2 or 3 that were working out of the like 16 we had. And they were covered, like there was pooling of sand inside of those things because so many people were washing. Unbelievable. We probably broke a couple more just because of the amount of sand that was in it. And there was a competition. That's why everyone's cheering, trying to get everybody going, because it was the first team to make it back and get in formation and get accountability would win the competition. Bugle training, baby. The giant freaking Q-tips. There I am. You can see me right here. Boom, baby. There I am. It was a good morale booster, too, because you're just letting people beat the shit out of each other, and you got to watch them just do it. Yeah, you can see me again back there. I'll let you play the Where's Waldo with me. See if you can see me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bizarre. Very bizarre seeing that again, because I experienced it and it was such a weird and difficult time in my life. Definitely not the hardest thing I had to do in the military, but it was the hardest thing I had to do like up until that point. So weird to look back on. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. Maybe got some insight on what Army basic training was like for me. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll be sure to get to those. And be sure to smash that subscribe button. See you in the next one.